Hello everyone, my name is Laven here. Today I would like to take this opportunity to share with you this upcoming EC at Tengah, and that is called Novo Place. In fact, many people are asking me whether this EC is actually a right choice to enter, and I would like to use this platform to share with you my honest reviews and complete unique analysis. So the question is this a right choice? Let's find out more. In this context, I will be discussing several major topics with you. First shall be the Tengah, the next Punggol, upcoming MOPs, Tengah and other transformations, key exit strategies, new EC government land sales, EC versus resale versus private new launches, and the power of EC launches. Before I start with, I would like to share myself with you. I started Kobuguan EC before and learned a lot of knowledge about EC. The fact that it was previously sold within a day like hotcakes and followed by Atura and Minangan. I'm grateful to my PICs, bosses, colleagues for giving me continuous support and go who I am now. Just special thanks to my clients and buyers who give me the trust and support. This shall be our continuous partnership for our next asset structure. As of now, let's focus the new upcoming new launch that is previewed on 2 November. Let's check it out. So before we begin, please note that the information I will be sharing today is for general informational purposes only. It shall not be considered legal, financial or professional advice, so feel free to consult with your trusted agents, or if you want to explore more, you can always contact me. So all these like properties market conditions as well as regulation may change. So ensure that you are based on decisions on the most current information available. So both Tengah and Punggol started as underdeveloped areas but hold great potential for transformation. Punggol was once seen as a quiet, remote town, yet today is a thriving waterfront district with strong connectivity and modern amenities. Tengah, regarded as Singapore's first forest town, is set to undergo a similar transformation with its eco-friendly features, smart technologies, and green spaces. Like Punggol, Tengah's strategic development will position it as a key residential hub with immense growth potential. As Punggol matures into a vibrant community, Tengah is set to become the next big game changer. Here are the examples of what government has brought to make both areas more sustainable and more welcoming. As of September 2019, do you know that Punggol has actually had about 190,000 people for 50,000 flats? It was actually quite a huge population, and they have actually brought in a lot of features such as technology as well as sustainability. So they also ensure energy consumptions for those home buyers who are living there. Similarly, for Tengah is also bringing in Jurong Regional Line by 2028, and they also brought in ACS from District 9 to Tengah. So this is something interesting about the area because I believe government is trying to encourage more young couples or even families to actually reside in this area because of good school. The next one is actually a car-free town, which I will talk about later in the details. Looking at the potential MOPs in the next 3 years, we actually receive a surge from 2025. As of 2027, we have a total of 24,000 of MOP flats. So how does it impact on homeowners? Firstly, there will be increased resale supply. As more flats meet their MOPs, we will expect a surge in resale flat supply, potentially balancing out high demand. Secondly, we have potential price stabilization. The influx of resale flats could stabilize or even slightly reduce resale prices after years of rapid growth. Thirdly, owners upgrade opportunity. HDB upgraders will be able to upgrade to private properties or EC. This will give the rise to more movement in the market. So how does it make an impact on the EC market? With many HDB owners looking to upgrade after fulfilling MOP, demand for EC could rise, as they offer a stepping stone to private property without ABSD. Thirdly, possible price surge for new EC. As demand increases, new EC launches may see higher demand and stronger price growth, particularly in prime areas. Last but not least, the market opportunities that buyers should actually look out for: increased availability of resale flats. While those looking at ECs This is the right chance to actually consider acting sooner before demand push prices higher. So with the strategic planning, I believe that both EC and HDB owners can consider market timing for selling or upgrading over the next few years. As we judge from the market availability, we see that Punggol's property prices have gone up a lot, mainly due to the area being developed and improved in the same way. So I believe Tengah is expected to grow and become more valuable, making a great opportunity for future home buyers. So if you look at the whole overall prices, you could actually see that most of the prices has been going up quite high. And you can also notice that they have a potential increase in demand in 2024. The next one that I will be talking about is the location advantage. As you could see that NovoPlace is actually situated around this area where it's around District 24, which is Tengah. So Tengah is actually quite close to District 23 as well as District 22, and Jurong is actually belongs to Singapore Sector Business District. So what are the MOP upgraders out there right now? For those who are actually staying at Bukit Batok, Tengah, Choa Chu Kang and Bukit Panjang, this is actually the best time that you can look out for EC opportunities if your MOP has already been reached. As taken from the State Home Research, there are almost 7,400 flats MOP for the past 2 years, and that actually means that there are a lot of HDBs that are going to MOP. Okay, taking from just Bukit Batok itself, we have close to 3,005 flats MOP this year. This signifies that there will be more home buyers looking to upgrade condos nearby. Let's explore what are the possible condos nearby. These are the units expected to reach TOP, Temporary Occupation Permit, in 2024. Over the next 5 years, this could mean that out of more than 2,000 nearby households, many will be ready to upgrade to condominiums. This projection is based on units with this year's TOPs as well as HDB flats that have already met their minimum occupation period, MOP or TOP. The total numbers of flats that may become eligible for upgrade should be even higher. Based on the one that I've actually highlighted, there is about 2,000 of the HDB flats and TOP in 2024. All 5 districts will bring in 42,000 homes in Tengah, and if actually marks almost the same supply as Punggol. If the properties at Punggol are going well, what do you think the Tengah housing prices will be doing? Given the fact that both shares the same concept in terms of transformation and amenities, most importantly, they are underdeveloped areas. So the Tengah district encourages 3 types: live well, live green, and live connected. In fact, you could see a plentiful amount of forest over here. That is where we are going to bring in 42,000 of homes in this plot of land. Okay, welcome to the forest town at Tengah. You can see a lot of HDBs video are over here. So what I would like to address is the schools. We have about 4 schools located in this area. First is actually Pioneer Primary School, Bukit View Primary School, ACS Primary School, and last but not least is an unknown primary school. So we actually don't know which school is it from, but I would say it's a plus point for those who are actually looking to find more educational school for kids. The next one I want to highlight is actually the Coburg one that was launched average at 1,003 BSM. So this is actually a very plus point for those who actually bought this EC because it was launched before ACL was announced. So right now we have 2 projects nearby, which is Novo Place. Another one is Parcel P, which I will explain to you in the next few slides. So Tengah has 5 districts. I would like to highlight about Plantation District because we have these upcoming new launches located within Plantation District. So apart from that, I want to actually bring you to this Google map where it shows a plentiful amount of forest, and we have an updated progress by government that shows that Plantation District has already been built and they are now under constructing the Garden and Park District. So this one is the Plantation District that I would like to highlight is they actually built about 40 meters wide and 700 meters long to actually bring in more connection to the community who are staying there. And not forgetting the hard accessibility. So right now, Tengah is actually an amazing area where it brings you to Jurong Lake District, Jurong Innovation District. These two are the major transformation that you can look apart, where Singapore is going to bring 200,000 housing opportunities and 100,000 working opportunities. Looking at the Jurong East interchange and surrounding, the reason why I share this slide with you is because I want to highlight how this transformation can bring into your current homes. In fact, over here, you can see that this URA master plan have different color code, and all these color code represent different meaning. For example, what I have actually mentioned you earlier, the government is actually bringing in more job opportunities such as 150,000 square meter office space, as well as 20,000 new homes. So all these are caters to upcoming experts who want to rent this unit over here. Similarly, all these white zone as based on URA that actually represents commercial, hotel, residential, sports and recreational, as well as other compatible users. So what does this actually mean to you? If you are staying at Tengah and right beside this Tengah district, all this Jurong Innovation District as well as Jurong Lake District are bringing more job opportunity as well as homes. How does this actually impact your future? Imagine if you are buying this for own stay. Will you be actually looking towards somewhere near to your house? Will you keep speaking towards somewhere at Jurong East? And most importantly, and if you want to rent it out in future for the next 5 years, who are your target audience? So these are the target audience, tenant audience who are actually looking to rent somewhere nearby. Okay, I believe we have already narrowed down the layout as well as locations. So when we actually buy a property itself, it's very important to look out for exit planning. So that's why I actually put this session in this video, because I want to build a long-term relationship with you, so that when we want to do the restructure, we will be able to achieve your dream goal. So in this case, what are the exit strategies that we shouldn't overlook? Let's check it out. So the first exit plan is actually the MRT. The reason why I highlighted 3 times because I find it's very important. As much as convenience is concerned, MRT is important. Let's start with this year that we are going to launch Novo Place. Moving forward in 2 years down the road, Jurong Innovation District will be completed. And that is when MRT will actually come in, and by 2028, Jurong Regional Line Phase 2 will be completed. So with this kind of duration in about 5 years down the road, that is the best time when MRT actually formed. And imagine if you are buying a property that there is no MRT there, and after 5 years down the road, MRT just come out within 4 minutes away from your home. Do you think there will be more buyers looking for your house? Do you think you will have more potential to increase the price after 5 years as compared to private new launch? Here come the second exit strategies that I would like to highlight about the surrounding HDB upgraders. Why do I actually highlight these slides more than once? Because I actually feel that this slide is very important to you. They could actually become your potential buyers for your EC purchase. So for example, don't forget we actually shared earlier on the MOP potential in the next 3 years. Imagine all these buyers are actually ready to upgrade to a private property when they reach MOP. Will there be a lot of demand going for EC, looking that we have new EC launching once a year? So that means to say, even if you actually enter NovoPlace in 2024, looking ahead of the next 5 years, there will be an increasing demand for EC purchase, because nowadays private property are also going up higher. So with all these HDB upgraders, will they be actually help you to push the price for your EC, given that the limited supply of EC out there? So you can see how it goes. So let me know your thoughts about that. Based on the previous slide, I actually pull out some of the market transacted price based on the nearby MOP flats. So looking at the transaction price over here, what I can actually see that most of the prices range from 830k to almost 1 million are usually located at Bukit Batok. The reason why I actually look at Bukit Batok area, because that is the most closest to Tengah. Based on the numbers that I have seen, but I believe that these sellers must have made a lot of profit. And I'm very happy for them because they actually took this opportunity to enjoy this kind of benefit from the first subsidized home. But what I want to actually highlight to you is that imagine if you are buying EC at this market now. For the next 5 years, all these MOP upgraders might want to actually upgrade to a private property. They might be keen to upgrade to private, but they are not eligible to buy a EC project. EC usually face the higher demand from upgraders. That's why it spikes up the prices so high from those of the nearby condos such as Seoul Aquarius, Rainforest, or Wonderville. These are the examples of those MOP EC that are available in these 2 years. Let's look at the current new launches other than North Kaya. The reason why I didn't pick North Kaya because North Kaya is located at Yishun. That's why in this video with limited time, I actually shortlist Lumina Grand and Atura to compare with Novo Place because both projects are located at Bukit Batok, which is much closer to Tengah. So in the table, I actually list out few factors for comparison. The first one will be developer name. So basically all these developers are very popular developers who have done many projects in Singapore. The second one will be the number of units. Basically, Atura owns the least number of units, and that actually contributes to 1-for-1 car park lot, which is something that I really like about you. The next one will be bedroom types. Lumina Grand and Atura share the same type of bedrooms. In fact, both projects have 5 bedrooms, while Novo Place don't have 5 bedrooms. So if you are buyers looking for 5 bedrooms, you can always contact me. I have few available 5 bedrooms for both launches, and I will be able to share with you in terms of eligibility, financial analysis, as well as unit analysis for you. The next one will be primary school. All these projects have one good school inside. For Novo Place, we have Princess Elizabeth Primary School. Lumina and Atura have ACS in 2030. The next one will be MRT, which I went to Novo Place a lot because Novo Place is the only EC at Tengah and Bukit Batok that is closest to MRT, and in fact it's only 4 minutes walk under sheltered walkway. Next one will be transformation. Basically, both districts are actually located near Jurong. There will be a lot of opportunities out there in terms of housing as well as work opportunities. The next one will be harmonization. So as mentioned earlier, Novo Place is the first EC that comes with after harmonization. The only EC that don't include AC latch in the size. Next will be the land price. So if you look at the land price, you could see that Novo Place actually rents the higher land price BSF. So it doesn't mean that they will sell higher. It also doesn't mean that they will sell lower. I will say we have to try and see your lucky number as well. So I've seen many clients, they want to buy a unit but they don't really get a lucky number. In fact, this EC actually split into 2 parts. One is the first timer, another one is second timer. So if there is a quantum hit for second timer, you may need to wait for another 1 month in order to select your unit. So I will say EC is really like a golden ticket where you could achieve all the units that assures potential growth. But the thing is, whether you are lucky to get that one of the unit is really have to see how the God will help you. So looking for the land price, average selling price right now, Lumina Grand actually sells about average 1,500, while Atura is about 1,400. So what do you think about Novo Place? We also not sure yet, but we are happy to disclose the price when the booking date comes. But that also gives priority for those who place interest in this project. So again, the preview is from 2 November onwards. You can drop me a message or PM me if you want to know more about eligibility, financial analysis, project analysis, as well as unit analysis. So here is the current availabilities as of 25 October. Out of these 3 launches, you can see the Novo Place is fully available. In fact, the preview is on 2 November onwards, and the booking date is 16 November. Therefore, the units may subject to change from 16 November onwards. I can tell you it will be very popular and hot. Moving forward to Lumina Grand, interestingly, we have a quite number of units available for 3 bedrooms, while we have limited stocks for 4 and 5 bedrooms. Subsequently for Atura, because this project is the first one to launch, therefore we only left with 17 units available for 4 and 5 bedrooms. Do drop me a text if you want to find out more about this project. In fact, these prices and the number of units available are subject to change. One thing I want to share with you based on my experience, which is very memorable and till now is actually a question mark. In fact, Altura actually moved 3 bedroom faster, while Lumina can move 4 and 5 bedroom faster. To me, it is a question mark to me. I don't know why suddenly there was a big change of preference on the quantum, and I am wondering what type of bedroom will move fast for Novo Place. So you can feel free to actually drop me a text on the YouTube, and regardless of which type of bedroom that move fast, I feel that it's a good sign for EC market because there is a limited supply for EC and there is higher demand from people who are looking for it. It all boils down to one's eligibility and financial analysis. Therefore, having a good check before you come is very important so that you will be self-prepared to plan for the next one if you cannot make it, for the eligibility or other things for the funds. Therefore, I feel that it's very important to have a quick check on the eligibility as well as the financial, because I really don't want you to face disappointment when you see the show flat and you like it but you are not eligible for it, or maybe you need more time for the cash funds. So it's very important to plan but not fail to plan. Moving forward to new EC land bid price that have already been confirmed by government. As of now, Novo Place has been tendered at 703 PSF per plot ratio. So as you can see for the next few new launches such as Tampines North Pass B, Plantation Close B, Jalan Loyang Besar, and lastly the Tampines Street 95 that hits the highest PSF per plot ratio for land price at 768. So what can you perceive for the next EC prices? Will the prices be going up high in future? How much will they sell? And today we are actually entering at about this land price at 703 PSF. Let's see how the developer launch on the booking day. So I actually have tabulated all the numbers in terms of site area as well as developer's name. So here are the new EC government land sales for as of today. So right now we have about 5 plots of land that has been confirmed by the respective developer. And what you could see that Sinian managed to achieve the 2 parcels at Tampines just like White House. So the White House actually acquired the 2 parcels at Plantation Close. Yeah, I think it's a very good advantage for a developer to hold 2 parcels next to next so that they can control the price. But the next one will be the Chencharu Close Meets Development. So far it is open for tender and it's not yet confirmed. And the other 2 plots of lands are belongs to Senja, Willen Drive, 17, and these are under reserve leave. So in summary, we have about 8 upcoming EC government land sales in Singapore, and what we can focus are the Plantation Close as well as Tampines Street. And both projects are actually belongs to their respective developer. And I believe that Tampines will be another hot case as well, just like TNet. So basically, going back to the Novo Place that has been tendered at about 703 PSF per plot ratio, it will be a very good starting price to look out for, because currently the land price is the lowest for the available EC projects other than Okay, let's look at the EC new launches pricing since 2018. The green one actually represents the existing launches as well as the new upcoming launches, while the red one are actually considered as sold. So let's look at the projects that has been existed since 2018. North Flyer is the one that is launching about 1,003 PSF as of now, while Altura Lumina has average PSF about 1,005. So looking at the PSF in between 3 of them, you could see that the prices are actually going up higher and higher as the new launches are going up. So Copper One and TNet are already fully sold. At the point of time, Copper One was actually sold at about 1,003 PSF. And right now for TNet, I'm quite surprised that there are 7 bounce out units and one of them hit the highest PSF of about 1,647 PSF. So I can conclude that Novo Place right now is entering at a very good tender price. So hopefully the developer is not selling as high so that the buyers who bought the unit will have more capital growth. Okay, so I'm going to talk about EC versus resale versus private new launch in terms of PSF. In fact, many buyers actually feedback that EC's prices nowadays are expensive. Yes, my brothers and sisters, it is true that prices are expensive, but are you aware of what are the other markets out there in prices? For example, the new launch private as well as the private EC resale. So let's look at the chart over here. The first one is actually based on District 23. The resale prices for EC are around 1,003 PSF, whereas the EC new launch are around 1,511 PSF. The gap difference for both PSF is around 200 PSF. That amounts to about 13% gap difference. So do you actually realize that the resale market for EC is actually getting closer to the EC new launches? And are you willing to actually pay a premium prices or even the profitable transactions to the first owner, looking the fact that they actually bought at way too low price at around 800 plus PSF? Moving forward to EC new launch as well as private new launch, the differences between both of them is about 500 PSF, and that actually amounts to almost close to 40%. It was extremely huge in the sense. If you are the buyers looking to buy a private new launch at 2,000, after 3 years, would you sell more than that? For example, 2,003 PSF. But if you are the one who actually buying 1,005 PSF, after 5 years, will 2,000 make sense to you or not? Even if you sell at 1,008, will there be a profitable growth? That is why I really like about new EC, because first, you are entitled to enjoy the privilege as a first timer or second timer. You can enjoy a lower price, like buying a Jaguar at Toyota price. So it's really the privilege for those who can get the golden tickets to enjoy the profitable growth. So looking back to Artura and Lumina Glen, the PSF is about 1,004 and 1,005, and the power balance supply up to 100 units. So looking at the projects between Artura and Lumina Glen, the average PSS is already around 1,004 to 1,005. Honestly speaking, it is actually not enough to support the upcoming demands of people who are looking for EC. But why the supplies are not moving that fast? Because of the regulation. So that actually explains why many people are keen to buy but not eligible. Even they are eligible, they might not have enough cash fund for it. That's why it's very crucial to have a understanding of why and how buying EC works for you and your family. It's really more for your retirement plan. So Artura and Lumina actually have the average of 1,004 to 1,005 with the balance supply of about less than 100 units. So we actually have very limited numbers of supply for EC nowadays, and NovoPlace is one of the projects that you can look out for if you are looking for more available options. Okay, let's look at this pricing gap in between EC as well as new launch and private resale. Why do I actually share this slide with you is because I feel that this slide is very important to you. As much as I know that a lot of buyers are making feedback that EC is getting expensive, do you think we should actually check out the other types of properties to make a comparison? Why is it very important to us? Because if you are the buyers looking out for a properties for your own stay or for investment, there are people out there looking to actually compare whether they should buy EC or private new launches. However, one thing I want to share with you is that EC is very different from private new launches or resale because EC is still under HDB rule. And that means to say, not many people can buy EC. And if you can buy EC, I would say you are very lucky. But today, I want to share with you this main slide because I want you to understand how much they are selling so that you will know whether they are expensive. What is the definition of expensive to me? Where the properties in the resale market is selling about 1,005 and the new launch is also selling at 1,005. Do you think it is expensive? So to further explain to you more, let me share with you about the new launch as well as resale private properties. So here is the disclaimer. I would like to share with you that these slides are actually based on the relevant website and is based on October this year, and all these are just statistically analysis and is not based on any currently future potential growth. But here I want to credit to my boss, Mr. Nicholas Lim, who has actually done all these slides, and I find these are very important and I want to share with you. Okay, let's start with the private new launch that was launched 10 years back. The PSF was about close to 1,002 PSF. And after 10 years, those properties that were sold, the PSF average is about close to 1,007 PSF. What does this actually mean to you? This means that those buyers who actually bought new launch 10 years back, they have actually made a profit of close to 40% after holding this property for 10 years. From 1,002 to 1,007 with about 500 PSF increase. Let's check the next type of property. Okay, let's look at the EC prices that were launched 10 years ago. Back then, it was about 800 PSF. And right now, 10 years old property are actually sold around 1,003 PSF. It was actually quite amazing that the price growth was about close to more than double, which is about 63.4%. So if you look at this EC market, you can see that the PSF actually increased by double as compared to the new launch. So what is the next one? In summary, the private new launches were actually launched at 1,002, while ExecutiveCondo is actually launched about 800, with the differences of about close to 50%. After 10 years, the general resale price was about 1,007, while EC is about 1,004, and the price difference is about 23%. The price gap is actually getting narrow, mainly because ExecutiveCondo has become a semi-privatized. So moving forward, what you can see about these differences is that private condo has a growth about 40%, while EC have a growth about 60%, and the price difference is about 24%. So if we were to actually convert into a normal size of 1,000 square feet, you could see that EC actually have a total growth of about 11%. One more thing I would like to draw you to the attention is this particular resale price PSF. Over here, you can see that the price was actually selling about 1,003 PSF from 850 PSF, and the gap it was actually quite different. It was way closer to 1,007 PSF. What does this actually mean to you? It means that those buyers who bought EC during the launch day, they are paying way lower than the private new launch. And right now, they are selling way closer to the private condo prices. And that means they have actually made a lot of profit as compared to private condo. One more thing I want to share with you, which is very important to you, because this 10 years actually includes your own stay. The plus point about this is that the monthly installment is way lower than a private condo. And that means to say, the EC condo is based on MSR, while private condo is based on TDSR. In return, for the monthly installments, the interest rate is way lower than the private condo. So do note that this profit does not take into account of the interest rate. However, even the EC that was at about 540,000, I believe the net is actually also a very good profitable range. And this is why buyers would like to buy EC, because they can enjoy staying there while collecting the profits. Based on the private new launch pricing, this is based on 19 October. The reason why I want to share with you this chart is because I want you to understand what is the pricing. Looking at the 3 bedrooms, the lowest quantum starts from 2,003 to 2,000 PSF, and the price is around 1.8 million to almost 2 million. Whereas the 4 bedrooms starts from 1,009 to about 2,000 PSF, and the price is about 2.2 to 2.6. The projection over here could have a possible increase by 300 PSF in the next few years. It may have some profit growth, I am not very sure, but I want you to see the current PSF over here. This is about 2,000 PSF. And you look at the private resale right now, it's about 1,005, but that 1,005 is based on the EC resale 5 years MOP. Yes, it may be true that the EC private is much more cheaper, but don't forget, you are paying a premium to the first buyers, and the first buyer have already bought bought at around 800 PSF. Then the question is, if you have a new launch that is selling also 1005 PSF closer to the resale, and the price is way lower than the private new launch, and you also may have the chance to make some money from there because this is a new launch EC, which you are buying at the same entry level with other owners. So where is your risk? Where is the safe point? Which project is more safer? Is private new launch or private EC? Of course, private new launch is also good in terms of the profit, and the flipping period is about 3 years period. However, it boils down to your preference. If you are looking for something to stay and you want to pay lower monthly installment, then EC will be a right choice for you. Of course, there are some of the things that we need to look out for in terms of cash, because the cash is not as high as private new launch. So here is the overall summary of the prices, and I want to actually share with you if the private new EC is actually launching around 1005 PSF to 1006 PSF, will it be more safer? And over here, I'm not trying to share that new launch are not a good choice. It depends on your preference. If you are the buyer looking for something for own stay and you want to stay for long term, and you want to pay lower monthly installment, and probably EC new launch will be a right choice for you. But if for private new launch, usually most projects can make money, most projects cannot make money. And when it comes to into this spectrum, then I would say it's important to consider some factors to look out for. And of course, the funds one might not be as high as EC, and therefore, and that's why I want to actually to share with you more in details. So do drop me a text if you want to know more about the comparison between two of them. I will be happy to meet you up and share with you one-to-one. And definitely, I believe you will be in a better position to make the right choice, to enter the safe entry price and enjoy your future goal. Here comes my favorite slide, which I would like to unlock the power of EC launches that shows the high returns for most of the profitable EC projects. As much as buying for own stay is important, you also would like to understand what are the EC projects that are doing now. Are they doing better or are they doing normal? And because the fact that you have to pay a lot of cash upfront, is it worth for you to stay for 5 years? Will the profitable range worth for you to stay for 5 years? Let's check it out. For Inns Residence, there was TOB in 2024. You can see that the highest profitable transaction was actually close to 1 million. You look at how many transactions that were profit. All of them as around 550 plus transactions as of now are profitable, and the highest actually hit close to 1 million. And they only hold for 5 years, and these 5 years already let them make a money of more than $500,000 and in fact, based on the PSF that they are selling right now, it's actually close to 1005 PSF. This is why a lot of people are looking at new EC, because the new launch ECs are almost close to a resale EC. So the reason why I highlight this to you, because I want you to understand what is the resale market for EC right now. If the resale EC price is close to the new EC price, do you think it makes more sense to go through the resale EC when you are paying almost more than $500,000 to the first owner? Which one is more safer to you? Let's look at the properties such as Treasure Crest at the Tampines, and that was actually hitting almost close. Actually, I won't say almost. It's already more than 1 million as the highest profitable transaction, and all of them are making money, and none of them are not making money. This is actually a very plus point because it becomes a semi-privatized, and the current PSF that they are already sold to 1006 PSF. Moving forward to Visionaire, there was TOP in 2022. That is when I take a little bit back further, because I want to share with you how many profitable transactions in this project. So over here, we have about close to 200 transactions already hit about 740,000. And the current PSF is about 1005 PSF. And this is not actually at Bukit Batok. It is actually located at Canberra. And this Canberra is considered as Sembawang. Such a District 27 has already hit more than 500,000 profitable range, and they have already sold about close to 1005 PSF. If you are the developer, would you sell at 1005 or would you sell less than 1,500 for new EC? In fact, this is the real case studies that have shown how many people are making money from EC and how much are they selling as the highest EC PSF. Let's look at another example. So Aquest is another top favorite topic because that actually was on the newspaper when Lumina Grand was launched. At that point of time, the PSF was about 1,500 PSF. And you look at the Lumina Grand that I have shared with you, the PSF is actually around 1,500. If you are the buyer, would you want to purchase 1,600 PSF from the resale private and let the first owner to gain almost 1 million from you? Or would you want to become the first owner of the new EC that benchmark all the units at the same PSF at around 1,500? Which one is more safer to you? And I want to actually tell you the reason why there are buyers out there choosing a private resale. I would say because they are not eligible for new EC. This is why I would say there are a lot of people are keen to buy new EC, but they either cannot buy EC or the cash fund cannot be met. And when they cash out with about 1 million profit, don't forget, those who bought EC, they could probably have to put a lot of cash up front. And the upfront of this cash could actually translate into an asset for their saving. This is not just 1 million from this house. It could be more than 1 million when they sell this property. And they could actually easily downgrade to maybe 4 to 5 room flat at about 500,000. With that 500k, what would you like to do with it? Would you want to enjoy with holidays, or maybe use it for your kids' educational funds, or maybe to buy a new car? This is up to your choice. That is why I want to sell. That's why I want to actually share with you why these ECs can make money. And almost of the EC actually make money. They didn't lose money at all because they are buying like a BMW at Toyota price. This is really true. Another example will be Park Life that was TOP in 2022. Close to about 160 transactions are profitable, and the highest record is about close to 700k. And the current PSF is about 1,004. So it's quite pretty amazing when this is actually located at Sembawang and the PSF is already clocking around 1,004 to 1,005 PSF. And that is really quite high. But do you think it's expensive right now if let's say the new EC are actually launching about 1,005 to 1,006? Which one is more safer to you? Here is the example that I would love to actually share with you, this one, because this is actually located at Sengkang. So as mentioned earlier, Punggol is also in like a new underdeveloped area. Back then, Sengkang was also underdeveloped area. And right now, they actually have already achieved more than 150 transactions profitable, and the highest record is close to 900,000. And the highest PSF is actually around 1,005 PSF. This project is really amazing because I went there before. And my first impression of this project is that it's located next to hospital. Even though it is located next to a hospital, we still have a profitable margin over here. And this is something interesting because what I can feel is about entry level. If the entry price is safe to you, then there will be a more margin gap for you to make a profit from there. Similarly, this is another favorite project because one of my relatives is staying there. The Rainforest was actually TOP in 2020 and also close to about 170 transactions are profitable. Highest record is about 768,000 and the PSF highest is about close to 1,005. So these are the areas that are located at Choa Chu Kang, same for Seoul Aquest. And you can see that the PSF at the west side is already almost close to 1,005 PSF. So if you are buying this Tengah area that is underdeveloped and that price is actually could be close to 1,005 to 1,006, what you think is more safer to you to enter? And not to forget, this is underdeveloped area. As mentioned together with the Punggol area, that is where you could see a lot of things are coming out. And we have a lot of MOP upgraders going up there. So there will be people actually looking to upgrade to a private properties. Okay, it's time for our NovoPlace reviews and unique analysis. Let's check it out. Okay, welcome to this NovoPlace with beautiful luscious elements that's bringing glass screen and balcony. So this is something that I really like about this developer, White Hub developer. He actually bringing luscious elements to this project. So most of the condos that I have seen so far, they usually put visible grill, but for this case, they actually put glass screen at the balcony for EC project, which is usually more expensive. Novo Place has a site area of 16,441 square meter. It has a 99 years leasehold. It has 7 plots of 18-story flats with 504 units. I noticed that only 50% of the residents can enjoy 246 car park lots. So my question is it a concern to you? If you have a chance to trade in with a nearest MRT that takes you 4 minutes walk under sheltered walkway, and it is not just for you, your whole family members such as your kids, your elderlies, your helpers who need such accessibility to travel to their preferred destination. So will the cost be a concern to you if you can opt for a nearest MRT? Sometimes it really takes about give and take consideration. So, and also because of the car-free town, I believe there are other places nearby provides EV lots as well. So do also note that about this car park situation. Next is the refuse disposal. Centralized pneumatic refuse disposal at every floor lobby. That's mean to say the disposal station is actually underground, so you couldn't see this in the level 1 onwards. So let's look at the location amenities now. There are 3 key highlights I want to bring the attention to you. The first one will be the Tengah Park MRT station. Tengah Park. It will be finished by maybe 2028 phase 2. And by the time 2028, when you buy this EC project, probably it is about the time when you could easily enjoy walking distance under shelter walkway to Tengah MRT station. Second one will be Plantation Plaza that takes you to MRT right away. And this Plantation Plaza is a new shopping mall that brings in supermarket, food court, F&B eateries, retail and service shops, as well as enrichment centers. Basically, it is a one-stop destination for residents to visit for daily life. So the last but not least is Princess Elizabeth Primary School that has the most oversubscribed school in 2024, which received 270 applications for 41 places. This school is within 1 kilometer to Novo Place. So what if your kids could not enroll into this school? Not to worry, we have 3 schools for you. First one is Jurong Primary School. Second one is Yuhua Primary School. The last one that is not stated in this website is the upcoming Pioneer School. So in total, we have 4 schools available within 1 kilometer to Novo Place. Okay, welcome to these bus stop locations that is located near to Novo Place. So imagine if you are staying here, all you need is to walk from the side gate that brings you shelter walkway to the nearest bus stop. And this bus stop provides 4 services that bring you Jurong, Boon Lay, and Woodland. So both Tengah EC are situated at the junction of the Pan Island Expressway and Bukit Batok Road. So you could also see a lot of E in the ULA master plan, and this actually symbolizes education. But I would like to actually draw you to the attention of the popular school, which is Princess Elizabeth Primary School, and the upcoming 4 minutes walk to Tengah Park MRT station. And you could also notice there is a W over here that is highlighted in red color. This is actually means a worship that is confirmed to be a Chinese temple. So I understand few may concern about temple whether it will affect the price. I personally feel that this is based on subjective. There are people who don't find it an issue as the worship built up to certain height like 5 to 6 floors. This actually means that you could have better options to enjoy better privacy views for 8th floor and above. Not forgetting, this project is the highest floor is 18th floor, so you have more choices to make, not just that facing. Regarding the price, I actually look out on the similar condos that are located next to temple. First is the Sterling Residence that is located next to temple. So I've actually found from Google Map that this is how it looks like the Chinese temple. And according to this area, I actually screen out to find out what are the prices that they have actually sold. Basically, this project did not make any loss. As you can see, we have 0 transaction for unprofitable transaction. So I believe there are many things that boils down to the factors whether you will make money or will make money. Similarly, I also found out this project is also located next to one big color called Worship, which is a Chinese temple as well. According to the research that I found, actually all of the projects are making money, and none of the units are not making money. So is that a concern next to Worship? I would say it is more for own stay. If that is an issue to you, then you try to find other units that are facing better one. But I would suggest for me, I will prefer something that is much more not facing other blocks. So I will consider the same spacing that is maybe higher than the Worship level. So when we talk about this project that are facing Worship, we also screen through the upcoming residential over here. That is actually a BTO. And this BTO, the highest floor is actually about 15 stories. And the only highest one that is 18 stories that come from 105A blocks. So over here, what does this actually mean? If you are buying this facing that is above probably 8th floor onwards, you could actually have a very wide distance away from other blocks. In fact, this area is actually a 4-story car park. So anything above 7th floor may be safe to enjoy a good privacy. And this one is not facing west sun. Okay, so the next one that I want to talk about is the facilities. So far, this project actually gives a very full comprehensive facilities such as tennis court, 80-meter pool of clubhouse. We also have other facilities such as media room, library, gym, 2 clubhouse, 1 steam room, and kids party room. Most of the facilities can actually max up to about 10 pets, and that is a very nice decent size for everyone. The first one that I want to actually highlight is the Grand Arrival. You look at how big this place is. In fact, this is something that I really like about this project because it ensures safety for your kids. For example, when you are actually staying in this project, imagine your kids need to wait for school bus. They can literally wait at the Arrival Plaza. So all the vehicles will be able to actually access within the residential premises so that your kids do not have to wait outside. So this also means that you ensure privacy as well as safety for your family members. This is actually how it looks like for the Grand Arrival, where we have library as well as media room on top of it. And that can actually put up to 10 people. The second point I want to address is this 80-meter clubhouse that comprises gym, dining room, changing and steam room, as well as club rooms. Out of 4 pools, we have 1 pool that is situated over here near the forest fringe. Imagine yourself enjoying pool at the edge of the condos, and after you finish swimming, you can just walk out to enjoy the chilling at the dining room. And these full flat of 80 meters are actually fully sheltered. So you don't have to have any worries of walking through under the raining days if you want to enjoy club rooms for activities. Wow, that is how it looks like for club rooms. Imagine yourself inviting your families and friends for your kids' birthday party or maybe a gathering for your colleagues. And all these are just within residential premises. So it is a privilege for you to enjoy better lifestyle when you upgrade to AC. So here is the dining room, which I actually emphasize about Michelin chef. Basically, it's a good place where you can enjoy social networking with your bosses and colleagues. So imagine yourself inviting a Michelin chef, having a good dinner in front of the small pool within your residential premise. And this is something a privilege that you could enjoy for a better lifestyle. The next one is the gym that is overlooking at a big pool. Okay, here is actually the 80-meter clubhouse that provides shelter for dining space. What I really like is this particular spot over here. That is what I call it as an extra pool, surrounded by forest. So imagine yourself holding a glass of red wine and looking at those forests. It was super tranquil and in fact privacy. So this is something that I really like about this area. The developer actually allocate most of the facilities in the privacy spot so that you can enjoy a different kind of luxury feeling for each area. So the developer is actually very smart. They actually purposely put all this facility at each corner so that everyone has their own privacy and they can have a peaceful lifestyle in Novo Place. Okay, that is how it looks like for the last pool. The site plan actually demonstrates different distance between one block to another block. The range is about 20 meter to 35 meter away. In fact, I actually checked on the size of the tennis court in Singapore. Estimated size is about 23.77 meter long by 8.23 meter width. If you are staying in any of the units here facing the pool, you are most likely facing a tennis court size away from another block. Based on all the units that are facing the pool, basically, you are actually facing a tennis court size away from other blocks. Here is the basement car park that demonstrates different car park lots such as EV lots, vehicle lots, handicap lots, as well as bicycle lots. We only have 3 handicap lots located in each of the corner, and if you are looking for some units that are located near handicap, you can actually consider this part of area. That will bring you more accessibility if you want to find something that is closer to your unit. We have few summary about this site plan. First, all of them are 100% north-south orientation. Secondly, they are not facing any road. Third, is actually all of them are point block units, meaning to say every unit have their own corner units. And last but not least, we have a bin center sunken in the basement, so you don't have to see the rubbish bin every day. And then we also have 80 meters long linear clubhouse at the corner. Speaking of the facing, we only have 2 types of views. One is garden view, another one is pool views. Here comes the unit type, which actually comprises 3 bedrooms, 3 plus study, 4 bedrooms, and 4 bedrooms plus study. The sizes actually range from 872 square feet to 1,163 square feet. And this size is actually after harmonization. Look, I want to actually emphasize that because this is the first EC that launched after harmonization. This means to say the size of the AC latch is not included in the strata size, which is a plus point to you because you are basically not paying extra money for the unusable space for AC. Let's look at the overall number of units over here. What you could see that most of the units are actually caters to 3 bedrooms. In fact, we have about more than 50% caters to 3 bedrooms. If you are looking for 3 bedrooms, then I would say the chances will be slightly higher as compared to 4 bedrooms. For that takes only about less than 28%. Welcome to 3 bedrooms type comparisons. These 3 layouts share one common feature, which ensure all rooms, bathroom, kitchens with windows. Something I really like about EC as it provides ventilation for every corner. The 3 key differences between them are, firstly, the bomb shelter location. Based on C1 layout, the bomb shelter is located outside the kitchen as compared to other 2. This means that this layout will attract home buyers who don't need helper in future. You can also save extra cost for extra bathroom size, and you can convert this as shoe cabinet. Secondly, the study area is located differently from C3. C2 has study area at the corridor, whereas C3 has study area at master bedroom. I personally feel that having flexible study room at C3 master room will own more advantage than C2. You can actually use this to become walk-in wardrobe or even bigger size for master bedroom or for baby coats. Honestly speaking, this is the very unique layout that I have ever seen as compared to other 3 or 4 EC launches. Let's go back to C2 study location. The fact that it is located at the corridor which probably take up some space, but I noticed that the kitchen is slightly bigger than C3. That also means to say, for those who appreciate more cooking space, could consider this C2 layout if study is not required. To start with the C1 analysis, all units are facing the garden or the pool. Typically, pool facing are priced higher. Therefore, I will focus more on the garden facing one as there are about 5 stacks with this view. In fact, I will rank stack 8 followed by stack 12 as the lowest entry level option as they face the worship area. However, this doesn't mean that higher floors in these stacks will share the same pricing as the higher floor facing the high-rise buildings due to the increased privacy. I hypothesize that if the same floor level as Stat 12 is 2% cheaper than Stat 22, I will usually choose Stat 12 because I consider privacy to be highly valuable. However, if the price difference exceeds 2%, I will go for the high-rise building views. Lastly, for pool views, I feel that Stat 14 will be the most premium due to its wider distance from other plots, which translate to more privacy for the unit. Secondly, we move on to C2. An interesting point is that the sets in this section are positioned closer together near the edge of the condo. Personally, I feel that C1 offers better pricing and views. Based on the C2 analysis, I first consider the orientation. Approximately 4 sets account for nearly half of the 144 units located towards the west. I will rank Stat 5 as the lowest for lower level, followed by Stat 27, which is this part, and 7 as the next lower pricing option. Although the west-facing direction may be a concern for some, I see that many of you are open to this facing due to its feng shui benefits and the availability of modern technologies that can mitigate heat. I really like the corner units because they offer more privacy, and the ventilation tends to be better and brighter. This is the kind of give and take consideration we need when faced with limited choices during booking. Next, I will consider higher floors in Stat 5, then Stat 23. And lastly, the two pool-facing units with the highest premium pricing. Personally, I'm not a fan of pool-facing units, but it depends on your preference. Since you are buying for own stay, probably this might be worth for paying a premium for good feng shui and pool views. Next, moving forward, if Stat 7 and level 7 achieve less than 1% from Stat 1, I will go for Stat 1, as it's more valuable for pool facing based on 1%. In addition, looking at Stat 5 and Stat 23, if both levels are priced based on 1% difference, okay, and if the Stat 5 is cheaper by 1%, I will go for 0805. The next comparison shall be Stat 7 and Stat 25. If Stat 7 is price is cheaper than Stat 27 by 1% on the same level, I will choose Stat 7 as it has more privacy. If you want to have no west sun facing, then I will suggest you choose Stat 25. Lastly, for C3, there are only 90 units, making it quite limited. Most of these units have premium facing, as they are actually mainly facing pool, except one stat which is Stat 28, which I believe this could be the lowest entry price. My second choice will be Stat 4, followed by Stat 24. Since both Stat 4 and 24 have the number 4 and face slightly west, the developer might price them slightly slower, but not by much due to their pool-facing views. Stat 10 is the top premium choice I would feel, as it has the widest distance from other plots and is a corner unit, which typically provides more brightness. If the higher floors of Stat 28 are priced similarly to the 8th floor of Stat 4, I will choose Stat 28 because of its privacy view. Alternatively, if Stat 6 on the 8th floor is 2% cheaper than Stat 24 on the 10th floor, I will go for Stat 6 because of the more spacious distance between blocks and the favorable number 6. Let's move on to 4-bedroom type comparison. We actually have two layouts. One is 1012 square feet, another one is 1163 square feet. Both add up together is less than half of the units in Novo Place. For those who actually love a lot of clothes and they would like to enjoy extra space for clothes, then D1 will be suitable for you. The second differences is actually very crucial, but let me narrow down to this intention of this bedroom 4. D1 bedroom 4 actually have AC latch behind. That means to say the windows should be partially seen. However, for D2, you will notice that the window is behind is actually RC latch. The developer actually put AC latch behind the bathroom as well as a walk-in wardrobe. So that means to say, this D2 layout, all rooms have full height window. It's a very plus point for D2 layout, and it's also very rare. I feel that this layout is very rare because most of the condo, especially with 4 bedrooms, the last room usually caters to half windows height. But for this D2 layout, for 4 bedrooms, the last bedroom type comes with full height window. So I will say that it's a very plus point for those who want more brighter space for the last room. The last but not least is the additional landscape facings from the living room. Because this 4+ study with 1,163 square feet, the study room is actually located beside the living room. That means to say you have more flexibility to convert to a wider living room or extra room for a study, or maybe for another smaller room for helper. This is up to your choice. So from both layout, I think I can conclude that D2 is much more better. D1 analysis actually comes with 1,012 square feet with 36 units. So with 36 units, there is really nothing much to choose. And in fact, it is the lowest quantum for the 4 bedrooms. But these 4 bedrooms have a premium facing, which is a pool view. And the distance is slightly way wider as compared to other launches so far I've seen. But one thing I really like is that I love Stat 17 more than Stat 21. You may wonder why I actually choose Stat 17 instead of Stat 21 that is situated in the center of the pool. Because I personally love morning sun. But morning sun represents positivity. So if those who actually love positivity, I would say Stat 17 will be the right choice because it's much facing closer to the east sun. So with that, for those who stay there, I believe you will enjoy such a positivity every in the morning. Okay, let's move on to the last layout, which is D2. D2 is the largest size of 1,163 square feet and it has only 108 units. So as mentioned earlier, there is actually not much units left. But out of 6 stats, I noticed that Stat 19 has the lowest quantum because it is the only stat that is not facing the pool. So if you are someone looking for layout more than the facing, then I would suggest you consider Stat 19 because I believe this stat has the lowest quantum and only 18 units available for that. So this one really depends on your luck. Moving forward to the next few options will be Stat 13, which is over here because that could be facing the east sun. Then Stat 16 and 15, which is just opposite it. And last but not least is Stat 11 over here and Stat 20 over here. So I would say Stat 20 will be most premium because it's closer to the side gate. So my favorite one is actually Stat 13 because I love east sun basically. I love the privacy. I love how the distance is quite away from the other blocks. In fact, that is the only stat that is not so fully facing the other blocks. The lower floor at Stat 20 has the same price as the higher floor at Stat 19. Then I will choose the lower floor at Stat 5. I think regardless of how high and low, if you are facing a very good thing like such as pool view, I think it's worth to pay such a premium or even the same price as compared to other units at higher floor without the pool view. So that's my conclusion for that. Moving forward to this harmonization of GFA definition. So basically, as mentioned earlier regarding the layout, only this is the only EC that comes with after harmonization. That means to say the AC latch is not included in the strata size. So for example, we'll have floor areas are measured to the middle of the wall instead of at the edge. We'll have all strata areas, they will be included under the total GFA. White spaces will not be included under the total GFA count. So this is the examples of what have been changed. For example, AC latch. This one is the main one because a lot of people are not willing to pay premium price for AC latch. So congratulations, this NovoPlace does not include AC latch space in your purchase price. Moving forward, this is the examples of how it looks like for before and after GFA. Imagine NovoPlace is selling before harmonization. This 926 square feet will actually include the AC latch, whereas after harmonization, the AC latch is not included. Therefore, size is actually around 872 square feet. So that's why this actually explains why the size is slightly smaller, mainly due to the lack of AC latch space. So this is the PSF before and after harmonization. Basically, based on the case study, before harmonization, the price is about 1.52 million with 1,001 square feet, and the PSF is about 1,005 PSF. So imagine if this unit is sold after GFA, they did not include the AC latch that contribute to about 947 square feet with 100 plus square feet difference. But that actually means that the price that they are paying might be the same because of the higher PSF. As you know, the EC new launches are getting higher and higher, and it actually makes more sense to have a little bit higher PSF, and also helps you to enjoy almost the same price for a similar layout. So I will actually highly recommend for those who are actually interested in this EC, please check it out with your preferred agents or contact me to find out more about your eligibility as well as financial analysis. Based on my experience with the other 3 projects, I have seen many clients are interested in this project, but they're eligible, but they are not so ready to prepare for the cash funds. Similarly, some are ready for the cash fund but not eligible. So that's why I don't want to actually face disappointment. I want you to actually to start planning so that you would have probably enough funds or maybe ready to buy for your next home, especially the next EC coming out by the same developer. Okay, next one is another examples of before and after GFA. That is for the 3 bedrooms. So this one is the AC latch that is included, while the other side don't include. So that's actually contribute to about 100 plus square feet difference, which actually save you a lot of money. About maybe, let me calculate. It's actually about 80,000 different. Yeah, it's actually quite expensive. I just realized anyway. AC latch is not so cheap to pay for something that is not usable. So congratulations, NovoPlace can be used for a purchase when you are buying something that are fully utilized. Okay, let's come to the end of my reviews for NovoPlace. Before I start to conclude my reviews, I actually forgot to address this NovoPlace in Chinese name. So to give a quick one, this Chinese name of NovoPlace is 翠一园. So based on my reviews, I actually listed down 7 factors. First one will be MRT, which I actually rated it as 5th full ratings because it's a very rare EC that has 4 minutes walk to MRT. And what's even better is it actually has a sheltered walkway to the MRT. Second one will be primary school, one of which is my primary school. Okay, because I have a memory there, so I will rate as a full rating for that. Third one will be the car park lots, because for those who need car might face some issues. But so I mean if for NovoPlace, if you want to have a car-free town, it's time to actually get used to no cars. So I mean nowadays, because of this transportation such as MRT, I don't mind checking for a nearest MRT for my family members. Next one will be the development size, which is not too bad with about 504 units. Amenities are quite good so far. For all EC, amenities are quite manageable. Transformation is very important because if I were to buy a first home, I want to buy a house that is underdeveloped area, because that is when I see a lot of potential growth in terms of capital appreciation. Last but not least is the layout, especially the 4 bedrooms as well as the 3 bedrooms. In fact, this kind of layout is very rare with extra study space in the master bedroom. So this is something that I really like it, because I can imagine myself to have a separate walk-in wardrobe or even a study area in my master bedroom. Sometimes I can even convert it as a dressing closet. So in general, I will actually rate this as 28 out of 35. So the total is a very good passing rate. In fact, it's more than a passing rate. Before I end the videos, what I want to actually share with you, the preview is actually launching from 2 to 12 November. So I will be there, and if you are keen to actually find out more about this project, or maybe more about eligibility or financial analysis, please feel free to drop me a text. I'm happy to meet you outside the show flat if you want. And the price release will be from 13 and 14 November. This is actually a privilege for those who place their interest in this project. In fact, the process is actually way different from private new launch. And always keep your dates aside from 15 and 16 November, because I feel that it's very important for you to come personally and feel the market, the queue, and most importantly, it is the rare day that you make the biggest investment in your entire life. Before I end this video, let me share with you what are the common questions usually raised by EC buyers. For instance, am I eligible for EC purchase? How does purchase timeline work? Does it require minimum 20% cash upfront? I just balloted for BTO. Can I book EC? These are very common questions raised by them. In fact, I have done a quick video on TikTok about whether it will require minimum 20% cash upfront. Let's see.
1.5 million EC will require 20% cash. Is it true? How much cash do you need to prepare for a 1.5 million of EC property, 3 bedrooms? Let's check it out.
Okay, so you can actually check out on my TikTok or even follow me if you want to. And I want to actually share with you that I have indicative pricing now for this project. If you want to find out more about this project and want to know about the easy eligibility as well as financial analysis, feel free to drop me a text. The reason why I want you to understand is because sometimes buying EC is not just about luck. It's all about planning. And I want to be in a better position to assist you in this purchase journey. Thank you so much for your time to view my video, and I really appreciate your patience. Please do like, subscribe, and share my video if you find this video very meaningful to you. Thank you so much. Bye bye.